Good morning, everyone. Today is the penultimate Sunday of the liturgical year. It stands as a reminder not just of the end of the liturgical cycle, but also of the end of all things and of the preparations we need to make before our own end. There's an old story about two farmers visiting over a fence in early spring. "Jake," the first one said, "what are you going to plant this year? Thinking about maybe planting corn or something?" "Nope," Jake replied, "scared of that disease that's going around, killing off all the corn before it gets to harvest." "Well, yeah, that's true. That's a danger," said Jake's neighbor. "But what about potatoes? They're pretty hardy." "Nope, too much danger from those pesky potato bugs. I might lose my entire harvest before it gets to market," said Jake. So the neighbor pressed on. "Well then, Jake, what are you going to plant?" Jake thought a moment and finally answered, I think I'm just going to play it safe this year and not plant a thing." The gospel today talks about a man who goes on a journey, but before he does, entrusts some small fortune to his servants, expecting them to be profitable with it. The first two are in fact profitable. The last one, however, is not. The one who received only one talent is like Jake the farmer in our story. He's too afraid to do anything with what he has, afraid of making the wrong decision, afraid of making a mistake with investing his master's money, afraid of what might happen. But the gospel today isn't really about money. It's certainly not about farming. It isn't about investments either, or being a risk taker with large sums of money that aren't yours. No, today's gospel is really about our response to God's grace and the gifts that He has given each of us. You see, each one of us has been given these amazing gifts from our God, from our Father. To some, He has given the gift of music, of singing. To others, He has given the gift of strength. Some have received intelligence and beauties. Others have received humility and gentleness. Some of us are mechanically inclined, and some of us do really well with computers or numbers or accounting, or perhaps even investing great sums of other people's monies. The thing is that the gifts that God gives us are innumerable. And all of these good things that God has given us are gifts of His grace. They are shares in His divine life. These gifts are the real talents in the parable today. They have been given to us by God to use for His glory and for His profit. These good gifts that He has given each of us are meant to be used for Him and for His community, our community. If we don't use them, if we aren't profitable, even what we have will be taken away. But if we try, even if we fail, the only thing that awaits us is our Master's joy. A lot of people think that, like the third guy, the one that only received one talent, was right in just kind of like keeping that thing safe so that he didn't upset his master. He wasn't right, obviously. The master still got upset. The thing is, though, that the master would not have gotten upset if he had failed and lost it all. The master was upset because he didn't bother trying. He was so afraid of what would happen if he failed that he didn't even get out there and make an attempt. So God doesn't get upset with us if we fail. I don't know of any time He's gotten upset with anyone when we actually fail. He gets upset when we don't bother trying, when we don't put forth the effort, when we don't take that chance on doing something with the gifts He has given us. Because the thing is, even if we fail, the only thing that awaits us is our Master's joy. My brothers and sisters, each one of us have received grace upon grace. What we do with the gifts of grace God has given us matters greatly. Do we hoard them to ourselves? Do we bury them in the dirt, fearful that we might upset God? Or do we take that chance and share that grace that He has given us with the world around us, with our friends, our family, our parish, our community? The gospel today is an invitation to live in such a way that we make the best use of the talents God has given us. Very specifically, so that as the liturgical season is coming to an end, when our life comes to an end, God can turn to us and say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Come and share the joy of your master."